This is Super 8. One of the first cameras that made it easy for everyone to make their first movie. That is the real sound of Super 8. In this video, I'm going to show you the whole process from buying the camera to actually getting the film and what I think about actually shooting Super 8. So was it really worth it? Find out at the end of this video. I bought the camera in Norway for around $100. It is in very nice condition. This is a Canon 514 XLS. And using a Super 8 camera is pretty easy. You have 18 and 24 frames per second that you can choose. This is 24. Nice. And this is 18. So with 18, you will get this funny looking Super 8 motion in your video. Also, you have tungsten and a daylight switch. When you're inside, lights like this, you switch it to tungsten light, but when you're outside, you switch it over to daylight. Exactly. Focusing with the camera is also, I would say, hard actually. What I do is to zoom all the way in, focus, and then zoom all the way back again. That has seemed to work. Traveled to Poland a lot, so I found this film in a store. The specific store that I got this in is, and don't make fun of my Polish, Światło Czułe. I'm learning Polish, don't make fun of me. The store is located in the main street when you head down to the old town of Warsaw. I got it for $70-ish per roll and not easy to find. So we're now at $170 for the camera and the roll. And how this whole thing ended, you will hear more about later in this video. Over to the developing. Yes, this is where it gets interesting. You should hope and pray that you have a local lab, or at least a lab in your country that processes Super 8 film. Let me say I did not. Introducing my friend Pedro. My friend Pedro, he knew a guy in Portugal. I was going on a vacation to Portugal. So to Portugal we went. Here's where it gets interesting. When we came to Lisbon, I had a phone number to a guy that I was supposed to meet. I got in an Uber. This was the worst Uber driver of my entire life. He gained us like 15 minutes more by just driving slowly for no reason. When we almost arrived to the train station, traffic stopped. And keep in mind, I had to meet this guy like sharp. He was going somewhere else. So I jumped out of the Uber with my rolls and I ran the last kilometer, met the guy, and finally delivered the rolls in Portugal. From Poland to Norway, all around Norway, and then down to Portugal to be processed. Processing cost me $100. Now we're up in $270, and that is where it stops. That is the price for vibey video. Never gonna shoot Super 8 again. Okay. Finally, here's the results. Success! I pulled it off and the roll was not blank. Seeing the film for the first time after so long, keep in mind this is like 2 years back. It was such a nostalgic feeling, and this is the magic of film. You get to see not lost memories, but forgotten memories once again when that film is processed and come back to you. No matter if you shoot Super 8 or 35mm still images, it's the same feeling. Here's also a frame of my girlfriend shooting a frame by me, shooting a frame of her. I know, now that's on the internet. One thing I wish that I had is that I could see the whole scan, like the whole sprocket hole on the side, not just like the side of it. And that comes down to what scan you ask for when you deliver the roll for processing. I believe it's called full format overscan, which gives you a scan of the whole piece of the film. So remember to ask for this when you develop. I can also spot the classic artifacts like the white dots that just appear everywhere, like dust and everything from the scanning, and all these artifacts that you see around the whole main image. That is really hard to replicate. Okay, so here are the final thoughts. It's a medium that is pretty unique, and film is hard to replicate. It is not only digital data, ones and zeros, it is physical processes and chemicals. And I do now understand how people can actually see the difference from Super 8 and a replicated look. But with that said, if you don't really need Super 8 in your workflow, if it is so much hassle that it was for me to actually develop this film, I don't think it is worth it to shoot a lot of super film. I'm really happy that I tried it, but I will not go forward shooting more Super 8. But if this works for you, then go ahead. You should actually try Super 8 once in your life. It is really fun to shoot with, and it makes a cool sound. And with that, I think I'm gonna end the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe.